What it do, what it do, what it do, good people. Coming to you live from Tez TV. We got to give what the people what they've been waiting for. I know it's been a while, y'all. And you know what? I'm going to apologize for that. You know what I'm saying? What the people been waiting for, let's finish it. You know what? Let's get straight to it. King, speak your name, though, for the people that didn't see 1 and 2.
Kenny Minor, you know what it is. Dunbar's finer.
Already. And we also got C-Dot in the building.
Yes, sir. I need you. The Kevin Dodson Foundation. You see it. Kenny Minor.
Hey.
I need you.
Listen, we ain't gonna let him need us to death all this. But listen, the campaign, I need you, the Kevin Dodson Foundation.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna talk more about that a little later.
Yes,
let's get into it. Last time we left off, we may do a little overlapping right now. But so let's get straight to it. Senior year. It was senior year. Last when we left off on, y'all was practicing that summer. Y'all was doing like y'all own little thing. Y'all was doing what as a senior. I wasn't even calling no practices in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? So that's that.
Boy, Dunbar, you ain't never been ranked 15th either, so you ain't had to call no practice like we did. You know, we had to get to it, man. We was being disrespected. We needed a name. That's just what that was, man.
All right, now listen. Since we got to see that in the building.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now coming from now this from the papers saying that this was one of the Dunbar worst teams ever.
Yeah.
And then y'all got that on y'all jacket. And then y'all got, was it Southern at this time?
Yeah.
You got Southern at the time. That was I know the whole city was talking about them at this time.
Yeah.
So tell the people y'all mindset. And let's talk about the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, we were just hungry, man. We was working. We was fit. We was a team. That's the best way to put it. We were just a complete team. Everybody understood, you know, what it was. I mean, I ain't had no problems. I don't know nobody understanding that. You know, this was. You know, I was going for it this year.
How your confidence get to that point? What you do in the summertime?
It was all a doubt. My team. It was the practices with those guys that made me feel like we had what it takes. If I could do what I needed to do, if I used my pieces right, we could win a championship.
Now, people, I'm gonna jump around a little bit, right? Because I got both of them in the building at the same time. Now, when you just now discuss practice and how practice was, and a few times you'll say practice was like ice games.
Yeah. So that was leading up to that year of going into that summer when we worked as a team like that. So that whole year before that, that's on the team with Calvin and them. You know, me and Ice had to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Calvin was shining. He was with him. It was his senior year, so it was his time to go.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we was young pit bulls ready to go, you know. So our practices against them was game time. You know, that was the best competition we was going to get.
So listen here, people. I ain't going to be right. Just stay at TV. So basically what you're saying is y'all was going at Calvin. Y'all was fucking Calvin them up.
Listen, we was coming at them every day. Every single day we picking which one we want, who you want.
Okay, at this time.
I'm not saying we won every war.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, we was coming every single day.
Now, Magic was down here with you, right?
That's what
Absolutely. Oh, definitely in the trenches. Definitely in the front lines.
Oh,
shout out to Daryl Dorsey.
Yeah, shout out to Daryl Dorsey.
Shout out to Daryl Dorsey.
Now, from your view, matter of fact, how did you feel even seeing that in the paper that you was on one of the Dunbar worst teams?
Well, yep, and it's funny you talk about it, Tez, because I went to junior college that next year, and Kenny and I stayed in touch, you know, throughout that process, man. We talked about that, you know, the whole revenge piece, and my senior year, you know, losing to Southern in the city championship. It was, you know, a tough out, man. Southern was a very tough out. Lucky, Melvin, Keon, a host of other characters, man, that they had on that squad. You know, it was all about revenge because, you know, harkening back to your senior year, we had beaten them. So it was a rivalry, man. You know, when I think about it, a real rivalry. And, you know, when me and Kenny used to talk, I was in junior college, and we would laugh and joke and talk about, you know, Melo's development and so many things that was going on in the city at the time. But Kenny was always so focused, and Ice and all the guys that were on the squad that were young guys when Daryl and I were seniors, you know, they were just primed and ready, like Kenny said, man, going through those wars and those battles. You know, my senior year, the guys just were ready, man. By the time, you know, Kenny's senior year rolled around, they were just battle tested and just really, like I said, it was a mode of revenge that they were in, man. And I just, you know.
No, this went back to sophomore year though, where y'all was there, y'all senior year. That's where the vibe was created.
Right.
Where my practices was my games. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Those moments when you call me out at the top of the key, bam.
Yeah.
Let Tay go wild on me. You know what I'm saying? Those was the moments that made me. I ain't really want to step up there and have to check Tay in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
ISO.
Yeah.
But mid-season, it became, all right, it's what it is, you know?
No, listen here.
If I can stop Tay.
I'm going to be honest. Come towards, it started out
ugly.
It started out ugly. Mid-season, it's getting better. Towards the end, you can see Tay grabbing his shorts. Like, oh, yeah. So check up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to play.
It's time to play.
Yeah.
We ain't running.
Yeah.
Shit, your game, you start seeing your game, and you start getting so much more confidence in your jump shot.
That's what it was, man.
Your defense, motherfucker, you turning motherfuckers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's a little bug. He's a little bug. They ain't like that.
Yeah, everybody hates a pest, man. That's what I was. I had one of them. I had a complex. I wasn't gonna be a guy that can just score. I wanted to stop you. So it wasn't about just me getting off. I wanted to get off and stop you.
Now, Kenny, at this time, like, you don't like to shoot your own horn. You never been that guy, right? Now this senior year, and we gonna get to the play of the year, to the politics of that award, and you know what I'm saying. You're one of your best friends, even to this day, probably still talk about that award. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Just talked about the other day.
Man, I said we can get there. Let's go. It's the beginning of the season. Let's go. It's the beginning of the season. You like, let's rally, boys. Let's go. First big game.
Play my other guy. My other best. Shout out to Tyler Smith.
Shout out to Tyler.
That started it all off. That was the season opener for the city, and we played at Dunbar. You had the whole MHP come over.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler. You know how they coming in 40 deep, 40s. Telling the coach what to do, you know. And
the gym smelling funky.
You know, and I mean, it was our show. I ain't gonna lie, everybody came to play. But that game set the tone because everybody followed the lead.
Yeah.
You know, I came out play hard, everybody played hard. It wasn't about who took the shots.
And that's big. That
play hard.
You just want to win.
Yes.
You want to win.
So we played completely different. And, you know, most nights I would take most shots, but, you know, if somebody had the rhythm going, we ain't mind giving them the light that night. It's not you. Steve Miller had nights. JT had a lot of nights that year.
Man, matter of fact, talk a little bit about JT. Tell me a little bit about JT.
Man, kid was same way. He was on a mission.
Mm-hmm.
That kid, like Calvin just spoke on, you know, it was like a revenge year for all of us in different ways.
Okay.
They weren't necessarily a part of that team, me and Calvin and stuff, but Gerald had left our city. Went to Douglas.
So I know that was now listen here, people. The Tyler that he talked about, left-handed, smooth.
Player of the year the next year.
Yeah.
So they know who that is.
Got everything with him.
Team with Big Joey, 28-0. They know who the guy is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no secret there, man. You know?
Now you got him and R.I.P. Gerald Brown. And listen, every time we say Gerald,
R.I.P.
we ain't gonna keep
R.I.P.
saying that on this show. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna keep saying that every time we say Gerald, because his name gonna come up a lot on this show.
Yes, sir.
However, let's talk about it, because I know he was talking.
No, it was a war. You know, he hyped to let everybody know that he went over there, and they went over there to come over and win. And you know, JT was the, you know, was that's his man, but he was the target of that. You know, it's the same competitive nature. You know, and JT was game. That's just the whole thing. JT was game for the challenge. Whatever Gerald thought he was coming with, JT was ready and loaded with.
Man,
Break down the game.
Yeah.
And that was the game, man. I'm not gonna lie. JT came out on fire.
First half, we finished with first half.
I can't even say, but he set the tone.
Okay.
He took over.
Okay.
You know, he ain't wait for me. He just went.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, that team that year, we all kind of just went off the field of the game. It didn't matter who set the tone, long as you set the tone.
Bet.
You know,
Now,
set the tone.
now after that game, y'all, I know y'all like, oh, we gonna do something. We gonna make some noise.
Nah, it wasn't that game.
It wasn't that game.
That game wasn't it.
But that was the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't the game for mission. Winning that game was expected.
Okay.
We're gonna win this game. The game I think that really changed us, if you ask me, probably was Lake Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were supposed to lose in everybody's eyes.
They had Regis and them on that
Regis
team.
was hot. And somebody else, Lord two,
Okay.
caught fire this year.
Yeah.
This is, and I
Shout
love
to
Lord
Regis
Shout out to
and
Regis. Shout out to
Cecil Kirk
Two.
basketball. You got to keep playing, man. Lake
I
Clifton.
thought that was a challenge at me from everybody, you know. And I love Two. Two was amazing at that time.
Shout to the boys on 20th Street, man.
Listen here, man. And I was the aim for every challenge that year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every single one. It didn't matter who it was, man.
They come in all shapes, sizes, Kenny. You know, like we say, it's never shit. You know, it's it's 1 a.m. here, man. We gonna keep it clean. It's never shit. It's never.
Never. So he said that's the late game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all played late before Southern?
Yep. We played late right before Southern. We were like ranked. We were like number 9, maybe when we played late.
Mm-hmm.
We beat late and we went up to like 5.
What was the tone? Do y'all remember the tone around the time?
Well, everybody knew it was coming at this point. Once we beat late, it was like, yo, all right. Because it was big. It was.
That's the rival. Let's be clear. Dunbar Lake, that's the rival.
Put it like that.
Yeah.
That was the start. The gym was locked at 2:30.
Yeah.
If you weren't there at 2:30.
Yeah. Eastside God.
Yeah. No, not even in the house.
It was up late?
Yeah, regardless, wherever you at, it don't matter.
You won?
What?
Oh, wow.
See.
Yeah.
Put that on camera. See, it's a different feeling when you know what I'm saying, when you went up late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know the feeling, Tess. I know the feeling. We did it your senior year. I opened the game up with the first 6 points that year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was at home though, you know, at the gym, in the gym. You know, that's home, man. That's home. Lake Clifton. Shout to Lake.
Lake action. Real, I'm not gonna lie. That in that Southwest, even though they weren't even that good
man.
that year, that when you ever play in that gym, man, it's just
and they always scrappy.
Yeah.
Was Mike still on that team?
nah.
Shout to Mike.
No, Mike got up came out with you, right, Cal?
Mm-hmm. Had some wars with Mike. Yeah, I had wars with Mike in the girls' gym.
Was it Ty Cooper?
Ty Cooper. No, that's Ty. Ty Cooper that's Lake, right? Ty.
No,
I always get
Ty
Burns. I always get Ty Cooper right. Ty's always. That was, yeah, Tez. You always hit it on the nose with the Southwestern guy. We went into Southwestern too. Yeah, that was a big game for you, Kenny, your sophomore year too. My junior year, your sophomore year, the energy in Southwestern. So you were at home too, your senior year. You know, you alternate. You know, you're home and away. Yeah, man, I remember that game. You know, shout out to Lil Dev and Ice, his brother. They were there. My brother was there at that game, you know, your sophomore year. Big bets in the stands that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Stone on the court.
you know,
Remember that?
man,
Wow.
just chaotic, man. Guys don't really know, you know.
Got wild down there.
It gets real chaotic in that Southwest.
Hostile
environment. Hostile environment is what they like to call it.
I want y'all get the viewers, try to paint a picture for the people that, just for the people that's not from Baltimore.
The energy was like, and I've only been around it a couple times. The energy of being around dog fights.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody's locked right in. You got dogs.
Yeah.
You had to be a dog to win in Southwestern. No matter how good their team was, if you didn't come to play, y'all wasn't playing with your heart, y'all was gonna lose, man.
Because they're gonna check it early.
They're gonna check for your heart.
They're gonna check your temperature. Soon as you walk.
It's like walking in stores now. They got the temperature checks.
Right. The COVID. They was COVID testing. They was COVID testing back down Southwest. Yeah. No
Every
question.
time we played Southwest.
No question.
No matter what team I'm on. If certain guards, when I tell this off camera, but certain guards, I'm gonna look at their eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And listen, it wasn't Tim Lyles, and it definitely wasn't LaFontaine Jones.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at other guards like, let me see if we going.
You know how Bill Ford today.
You know how they come.
You know how he coming today.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll keep it going. Now it's summertime.
Oh.
And at this time, I know it was just, you hear Melvin and Lucky and Keon.
It's a tough trio there, man.
Oh, listen, man.
Can I say something real quick about Keon? Real quick, I'm gonna let you go, but Cecil Kirk basketball, you got to keep playing. Keon was on my team in the Easter tournament with Reggie Bryant. Ted posted that picture of Reg the other day. For 13 under. Keon to tell you, you know, he's a Madison dog. OC 250. Shout out Keon Johnson.
Indeed.
But he played down Cecil with me, man. That was my first, you know, one of my first teams I played on down Cecil with Keon and Reg Bryant. We beat Betlow for the championship down the Easter tournament, man. But go ahead, Kenny.
You know, you knew what you was getting out of Melvin and Lucky, but the difference maker on that team, man, was what Keon would bring. Not only did he bring like floor generation, he brought like the heart.
Dog, man. Just a dog, man.
And I was so hyped to play him. I'm not gonna lie. My senior year, that was like I didn't want to talk about it to nobody. I just was built for it. You know, I built myself up for that matchup.
Yeah. That's how you had to come with Keon.
Fortunate for him, man, we ain't even get to have it. We didn't get it on. He had got arrested right before the game. But it's life that happens because when they lost him, they got Spence. That was when.
Shout out to Cecil Kirk basketball.
Shout out to Cecil Kirk basketball. Damian Spence was turned at the room.
Love Spence, man.
30.
Love little Spence.
He was all energy.
Yeah.
I mean, and he started going right into the Southern game.
Yeah.
They blew my mind.
That's crazy.
Start the game.
That's crazy, Ken.
Spence picked me up in a boxing one from the baseline.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Spence was high energy.
Was strong as hell.
Yeah. That's right when he started growing too.
Man, I was so frustrated. Man.
What year was Spence that year? Real quick, shout out to Spence. What year was he that year?
Sophomore.
He was a sophomore. Spence was a little dog, man. Shout out to Spence.
So how that game go?
They started in the boxing one. Like I said, Keon ain't play, but they were still ranked number 4 in the country. You know, the boxing one threw us off the stuff. Man, luckily though, JT through that year, man,
stepped up.
Guy was game, man.
Jet
was game, man. Jet was balling.
Listen, man.
Shout out to Reg and Vic, who was solid inside.
And I was about to ask you that.
My guy.
I was about to ask you that. I was about to bring up.
Buddy. That's why we rocked a lot.
My guy.
Everything rocked for me.
My God.
Because Reg and Vic was down there cracking.
Doing the heavy lifting.
Got me hard. I mean, they knew not to get me.
They do the heavy
You
lifting.
came down that other end, they were gonna play you out. I mean, lay you out. They wasn't playing.
Look, you had to play against you had to play against the brother. No.
Yeah. Oh, that was the most exciting thing. So here we go with this guy, right?
Them guys knew how to give a hard foul, man.
So this guy answered the phone, man.
Look, rewind the story because it's funny, y'all. Rewind.
You know, we talking. I mean, even during the season, we talking all the time. You know what I mean? We getting the rap and stuff, and for like a week leading up to the game, I'm calling my bro. Can't get no answer out of him. Like,
Shout to Nod, man.
shout out to Nod, yo.
There right now, Nod. What up, baby?
Shout out to Nod. I can't get an answer out of Nod.
Heavy hitters.
Yo,
What's
we see
Nod shit? Whole
check
real
it out,
heavy
man.
hitters. What's his shit? My
Oh.
nigga.
We get to the jump ball.
Yeah.
Guess what? Nod hit you with the, yeah. This is game day now. This ain't a dream. This real life. Oh, that's why I ain't talked to Nod in a week.
It's real life.
Yeah, he was building up his story and everything, man. Nod
Wow, man.
Nod was coming, man.
He about war.
He wanted it, man.
He
They
always.
had a nice team, man. They had a nice team.
Now, y'all got that. Y'all got that W, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you run into Gary Neal,
Mayor tournament.
man told me, how'd that go?
Talk about that,
Gary Neal was, him and Big Job was torturing me.
Mm-hmm.
And like so, he started that game off torching things. Had about 19 in the first half. Shout out to JT.
Again.
That's my guy, but shout out to him. He got 19.
That was on that.
I mean, all 19. That was him.
It was Jack.
It was all Jack.
Well, they were teammates on Baltimore Select. Shout Baltimore Select, man. Scotty, Jeff.
So
Yeah, they were teammates.
it sounded like he already knew. He already had plans on. Like, hold
Nail had it out for him. Now, shout out to JT because he locked down a lot of people that year.
up.
I'm not racist and act like he did this happen often.
Jet like to play D. Jet like to play a little D.
This was one of them moments where Gary Neal was on fire, man. And we went in the locker room and
G-Neal,
we
baby.
looked at JT right here. You know, when you just see one of them looks like, yeah, you had enough. We gonna go and switch you out. Right? You know? And we looking around the room like, who next up?
If not him, then who?
We looking at Steve. It ain't really work out.
Miller. It wasn't Miller time that night, kid.
Miller. Nah, you ain't going. You can't move good enough.
It wasn't
Vic
Miller
and
time.
Rand's gonna crack him too many times.
No.
Kenny Miners, so it's up to
The only
you, man.
answer. There's one answer.
And
The
shout
guru.
out to G Neal. We argue about this all the time,
Oh, really? Oh, really?
right? I want somebody to go find the numbers, right?
Oh, I can find him. You know I got
Please
him.
find them.
Okay.
G-Neal, where
He
you
had
at, baby?
19 the first half.
Mhm.
Finished the game with 23.
That sounds about right in terms of the Mayor's tournament. You know, all love to G-Neal, but it gets funky at the Mayor's tournament. And we're gonna get into that with Ice Cuddy.
I hate those
Ice
type
Cuddy.
of games.
So we got in the
What I
put them
make?
claps on G Neal, man.
Yeah, come on, let's take a shot.
Shout out to G Neal.
Hey, yeah. Let's see you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see you guys. I can give you G-Neal's story.
Now, that right there, I hate that though. Y'all, you start out hot, 16, you thinking you gonna have a 30 piece or a 40 piece one night. You get like 6 points. You like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
Second hand. No, this is a basketball thing. Some people, you know.
It gets funky, man. It gets funky.
But I don't want y'all to think that was no funk. That wasn't nothing like where you just go cold or nothing like that.
That was a good D.
That was clamps, and I keep telling G Neal all the time.
It was clamps. That was you get. That's what you did.
Him
Turn them. Turn them. What was your thing?
You want to dissect it? What did you do? I mean, dissect if you
Well,
can harken back to that
I
time.
know exactly
tell
what
them,
happened.
Because you was a dog. You was a dog too on defense.
What happened
What was
was
your, like your
What was it specifically,
Yeah.
Kenny, just in terms of, and again, you don't have to get too detailed because we're going to respect Neil, but we are on Taz TV and it's never shit. So Just give me.
Me and G Mill go at this about this all the time.
Well, that's
we
what's
know
up.
what it is.
So I just want you to be specific. We're not going to be belabored.
It was offense, defense. I was thinking. So if I saw you play enough and I studied your game, then I knew what you did well. Right. At this time, G Mill was really good at using 2 and 3 dribbles and pulling up. So instead of allowing him to catch and get his 2 or 3 dribbles off, I just completely jammed him.
Okay.
Made it hard for him to catch it.
Made it hard for him to even put it down.
Okay, right.
2 dribbles
after the
up,
catch.
Yeah.
He had to do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's all. He out of rhythm now.
And he was out of his rhythm and pulling up.
Yeah.
I was forcing him to shoot deeper, rush shots, not even use his dribbles.
And for a shooter, though, if you give him a miss a couple shots.
Did y'all box in 1 minute at all? No, just straight up, just switch.
Come on, this dumb ball, man.
Yeah, I know we like, but
people get their 30 piece, they gonna get it.
Yeah, we ain't do no boxing.
People gonna always get it. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna get their numbers anyway.
My God, man. Shout out.
Well, yeah,
Trip on that all the time,
man. Now let's go city championship.
Yeah.
Let's go city championship. Ain't nobody expect y'all to be in.
Southern again.
Back in Southern.
Wow.
And
How y'all play down there for the city championship?
we played them twice.
But I thought it supposed to be. See, that's that shit
Twice
I'm talking about.
this year.
That year y'all played them for the championship, so you saying you played them down there for the regular season,
And then we played
then went down there.
It's supposed to be at a 50-50. Some they should have. The rules be changing for them, bro.
Check this out, man. Southern came game for the championship.
Oh, I know they was wrong. They wanted that revenge.
I mean, they was probably up like 17 ahead.
Yeah. Any point in time that you think it was over?
That's the weird thing about the game.
You ain't never think so.
We all walked into the entire team. We all walked in the locker room at halftime, and everybody sat there and was chilling. And I looked around the room, and I could feel the good energy. Like, yo, we gonna win this game. And what confirmed it, Smiley walked in there, and he normally would have been break his face, grabbing his nose.
Shout out to Smiley, man.
Shout out to Smiley.
Yeah, shout out to Smiley.
Smiley walked in the locker room and was like, man, y'all ready? Go there and get some shots.
Wow.
And I mean, walked out, man. We all said to each other after that, man, come on, man, let's win this championship, man.
All right, so tell us out of the third quarter. Did y'all jump out on him?
Steve. Shout out to Steve Miller.
Miller time.
It was Miller time at the right time.
Who his father is, Ted? Who's Steve Miller father?
Oh, you talking about Big Steve?
Big Steve.
You talking about Big Steve?
You know
yeah,
Big Steve.
Yeah, Big Steve. That's his father.
That's
That's his father.
Shout out to Pimp.
Shout out Big Steve.
Shout out to Pimp.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he like to call Lil Steve. Pimp. That's Pimp.
Steve Miller.
What Pimp do that day?
Pimp was pimping. That man came out, man. They still played the boxing one to start the second half.
Okay.
And he came out and lit them up out of the boxing. We had to get out of it immediately. He scored like the first 9 points of the half.
Steve like to get Pimp like to get in his own.
2 dribble pull
ups.
Yeah.
2 dribble pump fake and one. I mean, it was like looking at a new person. I was like, what is Steve Miller doing? Where he get this from?
Yeah.
We'd have been doing this all year.
Was Big Steve at the game?
Yeah, of course.
Big Steve was there pumping him up.
But coming in high school, that performance right there, probably what everybody probably was waiting for.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man.
Steve, man.
Over those last couple games, maybe the last 4 statement games for us, though, man.
He came through.
Like I'm talking about a couple dunk-ons that was like ridiculous.
He did that my senior year too, Kenny said. So I don't know if you like again. It's been a long time. That was my senior year. Steve was ripping the rim off the last few games, man. When we were going for Walbrook, Forest Park, Northern. Yeah. Shout out to Cecil. Young Matt was from down. He played down Cecil with baseline. Matt got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. The wrong place at the wrong time. Steve Miller caught a body that day.
Look, it must be ugly.
Was it?
At the end of the clock, 5, 4, 3, 2, jam.
But honestly, Kenny, it was vicious. But honestly, no, it was vicious. But honestly, that body he caught at Walbrook was nasty too, though. That shit was
Stevie.
ridiculous. Shout out to Steve Miller. He caught 2 bodies in a week. He should be right now under the jail.
It was ridiculous.
Steve should be doing life right now.
I mean,
Seriously, shout out to Matt. You got to keep playing though. Matt was down Cecil. I'd like to bring Baseline on to talk about that shit. We gonna bring Bass on to talk about that. Shout to Pimp, Steve Miller. Big Steve was at the game that day. But that was my senior year, Kenny. He went, but so he had some dunks your senior year when he went and took off, went on a tear.
He dunked on Walbrook again at our gym.
I bet he did.
Steve Miller was going crazy like at the end. It wasn't just like I'm sorry. I think he just woke up and
Steve was a man child.
Can I say language on it?
Go ahead.
He woke up one night and just said, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
Fuck
we going hard tonight.
I'm going. I'm gonna get a bucket.
Yeah, there's no cut cards
I ain't
tonight.
waiting for y'all no more.
But I know you was happy though.
I couldn't wait for it, man. It was like, man, you've been here to do that. You've been a man since 13.
We've been waiting for it. Steve's a man child, man.
And at that time, that would have been an upset too.
Steve was a man child.
They was what in the top 5 one time
When we played in the championship, they were 7.
in the country.
Yeah, but when we played in the first time, they were 4. Right. They had dropped to 7 because I think somebody else ended up beating them in the mix. Maybe Doug. Tyler and them beat them.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
That was like Tyler coming out party.
Oh yeah.
He had like 30 on them down there.
Now we about to have a conversation, Baltimore, because we ain't even no point to talk about the states, right? Because this is what y'all always say. Dunbar's in the 2A. You know what I'm saying? They in the weakest division, the weakest conference in the states. This is what I like to say. Y'all can't get mad because we don't get y'all repeats. Y'all supposed to get the shit done the first time. If y'all gonna beat us, y'all supposed to beat us the first time.
That's facts. That's
You know
facts.
what I'm saying? Y'all.
That's facts, Dave.
I mean,
Listen, man, they know what it is.
that's
We got it done. You know, I went to Dunbar all 4 years. I won a championship 3 out of my 4 years. You go to Dunbar to win. You ain't really go there
at all. Now Dunbar over.
Mm-hmm.
Now what was your options, Kenny?
After Dunbar, lesson for the kids out there, man. Just get your schoolwork done.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that year, I had uphold them and setting up to go to one of these schools, and I pulled them set up for college.
But at this
My
time,
grades were horrible.
Yeah, man.
Grades were trash.
just
You know, I had to go to prep school.
what prep school you went to?
Winchton. Francisco Garcia. That may have been the most talented team I've ever played.
That's the New Hampshire League. Now, what people don't understand, if you go to prep school, and you can perform in prep school, you can perform on the Division One.
You're supposed to perform on Division One stage.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
So
supposed to.
you went up there. What type players you was playing against? Because you playing against Main Central.
Well, we played against Jared Jack at that time.
Big
We played
guy.
against
From Georgia Tech.
what's the big man was on team? Jared Jack and the big guy. He caught the lead too. Something Craig.
Craig Type. Did he go to
He was
Boston
a
College?
wide body. Yeah, he's a big guy.
From out of Cali, the guy from out of Cali.
Yeah. He like 6'7".
Went to BC.
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played on
Played the
same team with
Timberwolves.
Jared
He
Jack.
played out that Drew League.
Yeah.
I saw him on
He
the.
played on the same team with Jared Jack.
You went to Winchester? Smith? Craig Smith?
They went to
Craig
Craig
Smith.
Craig Smith.
Craig Smith.
They went to Worcester.
Worcester Prep.
Yeah, one of them, something like that.
Okay, that Northeastern man. Yeah, you was up there in the thick of that shit, Kenny.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
Yeah. I was
We here, man. We
working
not.
that thing, too.
We not gonna play,
That may have
man.
been my best offensive year. I mean, I was on 40s.
Yeah.
This was like one of the best.
And I know your confidence went down.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
The one thing that hurt me is that I committed early.
Right.
All the kids out there, don't commit if it's not the situation for you.
No, I did the same dumb shit.
Right.
And the reason I don't know if you felt like this, but I felt like this. I knew my talents, I knew how my body felt at the time, my knees and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I wasn't thinking NBA.
Right.
I was just thinking a right situation. So what I mean by that, I'm like, oh, I don't know how this year gonna turn out. As far as with the prep school, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different people.
Right.
So when Wagner came,
Right.
and they came, they did what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm taking this. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
But then not having confidence in myself.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna cook this shit.
Right.
And then cook the shit. You know what I'm saying?
And develop though, man. One of the key things that guys tend to overlook and misinterpret and misunderstand along their route to wherever it is you're trying to go is the importance of taking that year of development and sitting and watching. And that's what prep school is. I mean, for Kenny to be in a position and of the mindset to say, I'm going to go to a prep school after 4 years of competing at Dunbar High School at a very high level, seeing very high level basketball, for him to have that awareness and conscience to say, I'm going to go to the prep level. So to your question that we talking and that we want to broach to guys, like you say, is, you know, life after basketball. What did you do, or how did things turn out for you, you know, as you continue to develop? The key question or the key thing we need to understand is it's about being patient, man, and investing and looking into yourself and having that confidence and knowing that, you know, believing that I got this and I'm going to be patient. But to your point, Tez, the wear and tear on your body, prep school is a tough environment. It's a tough decision to make, man, to go in there in that competitive environment.
I was about to ask you that. And both of y'all, any one of y'all can take this question. Do you feel as though that right now that prep school is for everybody?
Yeah.
How y'all feel about the reclassification?
Let me go, Kenny.
To go to
real quick. I'll go, not to cut you off. Again, coming from Cecil Kirk, shout out to Squirrel on duty. Lake Clifton and the guys that come from out of the Cecil Kirk program. But as a youngin, I watched guys prep. You know, and again, I never was one that wanted to do it. But I felt like that would have been the best route for me. I graduated when I was 17, but I went to junior college route. I was a little hesitant, a little scared, and underestimated my abilities at the prep level. So, you know, today, I'd say no, the prep level still isn't probably the route to go, because now the transfer portal is wide open. You can go D1, D2, D3, go play at the college level, prove that you can be at that level, and you can transfer out, still have your eligibility, your name, image, and likeness. You can make money off of it. You know, like you say, Cortez, so if your body's wearing down and you're not going to go professional like most kids aren't, you can make money and you know, be engaged in your community at the same time. So, you know.
Man, I would say that the prep level is still the way, right? I think that the problem comes in right now is reclassing these kids before they even get to the prep school level.
Okay.
Right.
They're reclassing these kids in middle school.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They're reclassing these kids at 9th grade.
Right.
You're not letting them compete when they need to compete. By the time you get to the prep school level, this is now about confidence. So now you should be playing at this level to know, all right, am I ready for college yet? Have I outgrown high school?
But
that's where I was at.
If
I've outgrown high school, I don't know college yet.
Let me ask you this. Some may say, because the rules change that you have to reclassify before you get to high school now.
So then here's my thing. All right, and maybe I'm wrong. Clear this up, because this is one of the things that this is one of the examples I always use. Melvin Scott, right? So I never knew this, right?
Right.
But this is something I've learned along the way, that he reclassified early.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yep. Right, yeah.
Right? So here we go is you fast forward through his whole high school career, right? Fucking playing varsity 9th grade.
Yep.
In the mix.
Right.
Right?
Right.
10th grade in the mix. Junior year, outstanding.
Right.
Right?
North Carolina.
Everybody's looking. Yeah. Everybody wants me. I'm the hottest thing. Everybody's going to recruit me to be who I want to be at this point.
Right.
He goes through his senior year, and you run into a buzzsaw like Kenny Mana, who has nothing to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
who you didn't need to prove anything against.
Yeah.
You didn't need to prove to the city that you was better than Kenny Minor.
Okay.
Tell people.
You could have been
your
gone
numbers that
on.
year. Tell people your numbers that year.
You know, and that's a kid that reclass. I'm gonna get right back to that.
Yeah.
But that's a kid that reclassified. And I really think if Melvin was done after that year they beat us in that championship, if that was his senior year, and he's going on to college or whatever else, he has a different story.
Absolutely, Kenny.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
He has a completely different story.
Yeah.
For as good as it looked to reclassify him, even as good as it got, because he still went to North Carolina and won a national championship.
True.
But was it the best Melvin?
See, because we people had these discussions too. What I mean by that, he won a national championship at North Carolina. However, I don't think North Carolina was
The school for him.
the school for him.
I think
We'll
Maryland
debate
was
that
the
at a
school
later.
for him.
We'll debate that at a later time.
Let's
We
get
can
on it real
do
quick.
it. Do it now.
Real quick, because
You
I'll
want
tell you
to?
real quick.
We can.
I think Maryland was the school for him. You know
Yeah,
why?
because he's been just like Warren.
Listen, you know why? Melo just won. I mean, Warren just won, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Warren who warming up the seat over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Baltimore wave going on
Mm-hmm.
right now. This is when we finally caught a little rhythm. You got Warren over here, open it up, teeing it up. You got Melo coming in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got you who already been tore up this high school circuit. Because now Melo is going on to prep school. He's getting hot. He's building up all this little young base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of all this little young talent we got. Melvin's the front runner of all this right now because everybody looks at his game so pro-like.
Right.
Yep.
But I mean,
It was.
It
And
was.
it- and it
Pro-like.
was.
Yeah.
Right?
It was.
And it
though.
was. And
So
it
who
was.
was going to give Melvin the chance to do that? Right after Warren just did that, you don't think Maryland was going to let Melvin come right in and
Nope.
run crazy?
Nope.
I think.
Why?
I think so.
Why?
They're the same type of motherfucker.
Same type of person. Same system guy.
One
Same system
dribble,
guy.
two dribble.
Same system
shot.
guy, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Like,
compelling argument. I hear you, but this is my thing. Damon K-Song, shout out to the Southern guys, you know, and the connection that was there. And this is the thing I'm talking about when you talk about the guys in life after basketball or decisions that you're making. It was tied into Damon K-Song. He was present. That's why Melvin got what he got at North Carolina. He was put in that position. We talk about being put in that position at that level, being handed the ball. Yeah, it's a compelling argument. It could have happened at Maryland, maybe so, but we know the reputation.
you ain't answer the question though.
Was he
You
handling
now
the ball
did-
at Carolina?
Yeah, answer that.
By the time his senior year when they won, the ball was in his hands. Already,
It was all the way out of his hands
Yeah.
by the time they won.
it was
Raymond Felton's
it was Raymond
ball.
Felton's ball. It was.
Raymond Felton
But
was
on the way
Charlotte
there,
King.
Melvin had the ball in his hands that whole time at Carolina before
Melvin had the ball his freshman year,
freshman year.
part way, because he was sharing the ball with somebody freshman year. Second year, Raymond Felton them came in his sophomore year.
It's a compelling
They came
argument.
in with 4 freshmen.
I believe it could have happened, but again,
shooting
does
guard,
Melvin's
a point guard.
personality lend him to being that guy at Maryland? Possibly,
Man,
you
he
know, the
would've
style
tore
of play.
Maryland up.
I don't know.
Melvin would have been Melvin at Maryland, man, because the whole city would have followed him everywhere, man.
They would have.
I look-
he
I
would have
look at it
definitely
for-
had the
He
support
would
there.
have been
I
Melvin.
look at it for as the offense at that time. That shit.
Yeah,
It'd
that's
have been
something
catered.
else.
It'd have been catered for him.
Yep, it was. I think that was the situation for him.
Yeah, that's a good argument,
That was a
man.
very good situation.
But again, Taz, he won a national championship. You can't argue.
No, we're not
On the
arguing that.
outcome.
We just
We talk
True.
about situations, and that's the
I
point
got
was
you.
getting on. Let's make sure we pushing these kids to do the best
Yeah.
situations for them.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
just for a team.
Yeah.
You know, because Melvin won
'Cause
a
he
national
loved
championship in Carolina. That was a championship for Carolina.
yeah.
At the end of the
How
day.
you gonna
He
tell?
has the hardware at the end of
It was. It
that was a
was.
championship for Carolina.
And that's a fact.
I hear you, Phil.
Come on, let's move on now.
Now let's move on. Let's get back to. I need to know your stats. Tell people your stats
20.
this senior year. And it's time to talk about that player of the year.
Them things. I was like 25, 9, 7. You know, I was doing my steal thing was up. So I was like 3 or 4 steals. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Now listen here. I'm gonna say shout out to Melo now, right? Shout out Melo. You watched it.
That's my guy. What up?
Now
Yeah.
So you telling people why you felt like you should supposed to win the MVP
Player of the year?
player of the year that year.
number one in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Came from rank 15.
Mm-hmm.
We beat the number one team who was ranked 4 and 7 in the nation twice at dance school.
Mm-hmm.
No one in the city or the state beat us.
Okay.
We lost one game in Harrisburg that we were cheated out of. They gave me the MVP of the tournament. Came back in the locker room and took it back after the game. So you know what type of shit.
Shout out to the Lawrence Ham. He was on my team at Towson. He told me about that game he played against y'all. El Ham. He out in D.C. right now, but, you know, he was on that team.
He was on that Harrisburg team?
Yeah, he was from Harrisburg.
It was one of the funnest games I had, but they really did us dirty.
I got to get El Ham on here. Fuck. Damn, here we go. Like, we gonna try to keep it clean, but you know it's after hour. We gonna clean it up. But yeah, we gotta get El Ham on here. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna get El Ham on here from the PA test. Let him talk about that real quick. Maybe get El Ham a call in or something.
El Ham was a part of that game.
Yeah, you don't remember he about 6'7" swing guy.
28-0 that year, man.
Yeah.
I stripped the guy. We're down one. I strip him. I'm going to lay it up. They blow the whistle, calling the foul on me while I'm laying it up.
Oh,
you know how you let somebody go and you pluck them from the back?
Yeah.
I plucked it. I'm laying it up.
So that means you took a couple. You probably took one.
I took the dribble and I plucked him right at the baseline. Right. First dribble he tried to make. Whoop, let me get that. One dribble, layup, foul. Whoa. On what?
You was quick, Ken.
Yeah.
You was quick, man.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man.
Little home cooking.
Shout out to my team, man. That was amazing, man. I love y'all.
Yeah. Now listen, I told y'all we were gonna be jumping around a little bit. Right now we done went to prep school, back to the play of the year. Now we're going to Manhattan.
Dang, Tess.
Yeah, we're going to Manhattan.
Changing channels, man. We changing channels, all right.
This is what I want to know. I mean, I want you to tell the people sometimes coming from the inner city and you going to different environments and well, your prep school year switched that all up because you're in Connecticut.
For one, going to college and competing in the college program atmosphere was the biggest difference for me. And it's probably why I feel like kids need to be paid in college, because you can go to a program that will never allow your talents to be seen, man. Thanks. And you never get a chance to make any money off your talent, man.
Thanks.
That's so real, Kenny.
You know, that's real as I can say it, man. And
coming out of Manhattan, I know you feel that. You was on Wall Street, bro.
I mean, listen, man, and we won same thing at like Dumper. I won a championship at Manhattan 3 out of 4 years.
And y'all can go on YouTube and peep it out. Now, look how the universe worked. His freshman year, him and his best friend play against each other in a tournament. But let's talk about it. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. You got the floor.
College was an adjustment. That was where like I said, coming from prep school, that was where that was my offensive explosion. Mm-hmm. That was where it was like the Matrix. It was like Neo on the one. I could see the game. It was slowed down. I could score when I wanted to. Mm-hmm. And I got to college, and we had our first exhibition game. We played St. Francis, New York. Mm-hmm. And I thought I played well.
Right.
You know, I had like 19 points, like 6 or 7 assists.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like freshman year, 19 and 7.
And we starting off 5.
That don't sound too bad, you know. And then we had that meeting, you know, where coach was like, all right, I want about 10 to 12 points between my point guards.
10 to 12 between. Oh, that means we really can't shoot the ball. Will we shoot free throws?
Yeah. You know, and at the time, shout out to everybody, like I said, around us, man. I just would like to make sure that we keep and look out for all the kids, not just the ones we deem special. Mm-hmm. Because that may have been one of the biggest things that hurt us at that time, man. Especially I know for me, and I could name a couple other players. Darnell Hopkins, who was a monster, you know. Ronaldo Dickinson was on earlier. A lot of players that was on my team, we didn't get that follow-up love after we left the AAUC.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I know what you said. You talking
weren't
about the same here?
we weren't that big promise. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, I can remember the trips when I'm talking to people and they like, yo, we driving up to Syracuse to go watch Melo.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, everybody took the kids right past it. I'm like, right here, stop before that.
Yeah.
Yo, nobody, y'all ain't stop the kids. That's it.
Yeah.
Yo, watch Kenny ride a plane. No, nothing. You know, and that missing love, I ain't gonna lie, man. I lost my grandfather my freshman year. So it was just like a tough time, man. A readjustment of your game.
That's real, Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, I was right there at Towson in the backyard, and I used to come out to games and be like, damn, where everybody at?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Tay and Tez was at a game. We played GW my sophomore year. And I ended up getting, you know, after that is when I ended up getting hurt and, you know, transitioning out of my career. But I still remember that Tez and Tay being in the stands watching my game and appreciating that so much. Like, damn, my bro's here. You know what I mean? It mean a lot because you know, going through your career, I'm like, man, where everybody at? Like, I play in front of a packed house every night over East Baltimore and over at St. Joe. How come I can't get a few heads in the stand here at the Towson University?
Now let me ask both of y'all this: how y'all felt mentally? Because I'm asking y'all too that because I know it did something, and it's not more so it's people. It's just like the whole shit.
Well, that's the thing, man. What it did for me, it didn't help me until I got a little older. As a young kid going through it, man.
You can't understand.
No.
I didn't understand what you was going through, man. I had no idea what was happening. I wanted to transfer, but I felt like I didn't want to get stuck back home from leaving school.
Right.
You know, and I didn't have anybody walking me through it. Nobody was coming up here checking my coach to make sure that he was treating me right.
Right.
I'm busting my tail up here. Nobody knew my freshman year. I played the last 3 months of the season with a broken jaw. My coach made me practice with a broken jaw every day.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. See, and that's important because listen, your kid will get taken advantage. Your kid will get taken advantage of if you don't follow up with that kind of shit.
If you're not advocating for your child, you know, and that's even as simple as when they're a kindergarten.
Just being present.
But being present and just
let's
engaging.
make sure that we let them know, man, when we're saying advocating, we're saying being there for them. It don't mean beating the coaches up to give your kid no minutes.
No.
If they don't deserve minutes, they don't deserve minutes. Yeah. But it's a way. It's a way of treating my kid, though.
Making sure they're mentally stable, man, and mentally
there you go.
Healthy.
Don't mentally abuse.
Yeah, and
if they don't deserve, they're not ready to be on the court.
Off the court. Even off the court, you know, we talk. Shout out D Snow, Derek Snow. I know you out there, but shout out to Snow when we talk about it. And he went through the experience at Villanova, you know, and he talked about some of his counterparts and that whole environment and just being a part of, you know, coaches and coaching staff that have influence, but you as a player don't always understand, you know, how to integrate yourself with coaches. And there's got to be an adult presence there to help facilitate your interaction with.
Even with the communication part, you know what I'm saying? Because some kids can't communicate either how they feeling,
right?
Either to the coach or even sometimes to some people back home, like you know what I mean, like.
And really telling people how you feel,
right?
You know, just something as simple as that. Kenny, just you know, and I coach at Gilman, and it's not, you know, it's kids from all backgrounds that struggle with this and this opportunity and understanding that, you know, just telling people how you feel, being able to tell people no, yes, you know, and just being open and honest. You know what I mean?
It was for me, man. Like, I think it, like when I go back to my Dunbar days, man, and it was really real. That fed me. Mm-hmm. I'm a player that played on energy. I played on emotion.
Right.
So looking over and seeing as many people as I seen when I played at Dunbar, that fed me.
Yeah, that energy.
That energy. Even at prep school, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't have my people a lot at prep school, right?
Right.
But guess what I had gained in prep school?
Shout out to all of them up there, man. I'm not sure what their nationalities is, so I don't want to offend nobody, man. But I don't know if it was the Asian, Koreans, Chinese.
But they took to you.
They love me, man. I mean, and these little kids they supposed to be in the room doing study shit when we got games. They sneaking in and standing over top of the thing, and they there for me, man. I'm talking about these little kids believed in me. I can't remember the name they called me, but it was like the little one was something. Like, you know, I really gave those.
You gave them inspiration,
right?
Man, and I played for them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So when I got to Manhattan, and when I looked, it wasn't nobody there because I'm there with Jason Wingate. Shout out to him, I love him. That's my bro. But that was a point guard rival with me.
Yeah,
He's on my team and he's clocking my minute.
Right.
But his father's in the state, uncle, and he went to Rice. We in New York.
Yep.
You know, that makes a difference.
That right there even put a lot of pressure on the coach.
Yeah.
Without it, wouldn't even have to say nothing.
He has to play him because I want more Rice players.
And to that point, man, we got to embrace how, you know, you talk about Janelle being, you know, coming out of TU. You talk about wanting Melvin to go to Maryland. You talk about, again, the name, image, and likeness ability and capability that players and families have. We have to start embracing, you know, the home schools, the schools that are the local schools, D1, D2, D3. You know, oh man, that's an unbelievable story, Kenny. And
talk to it.
I'm so hurt that honestly, for me to go to Manhattan, I'm disappointed that Towson's and UMBCs ain't recruiting me as hard.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I probably would have been at Towson State with you. Like I went when JUCO when I came home. I went up there and gave my but I was like, I ain't ready to come home.
Yeah. And so again, that's what I mean, Taz. We got to kind of flip this mentality, and I think these kids are equipped for it. To people at home, man, we came from a little more humble beginnings coming up. Even me, coming out of Randallstown in Baltimore County, I didn't know anything about Towson University in the Towson area, so it just wasn't attractive to me. They were to offer me a scholarship throughout my entire team, really, at Dunbar, you know, in my summer league, you know, tenure. But we tend to think outside the framework and outside your local. When you get to those schools in Manhattan and the, you know, schools in Kansas and wherever, you find that, wow, they got a lot of local products on the team, and I'm up against local guys. And it's for a reason. It's a method to that. And we got to start understanding that, you know, home, you can always be home, come home and be fine. And you should, especially most kids, you got a community here. You want to embrace that. You know what I mean? Sure. Especially now the way things are set up.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was thinking, everybody, you want to be on TV? You want to be on TV? You want to make the tournament? My thing was I wanted to make the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was big. So I know kids be feeling like that. However, I think it was one school. Matter of fact, the first school I signed, Wagner, they wanted Reds and they wanted Jay. Now, if them two would have said like, yo, this is what we gonna do. Now today we all like wish we went to school together. Oh, that's been a no-brainer. Now if you gonna go with a duo or a trio, cool. But if it's just all right, now you got this you by yourself.
Now, see, and that's my thing. That's the one mistake I made.
And you got 5 of them.
Yeah,
that's the mistake I made.
Right.
And I went to the tournament though, Ted.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wanted to go for. I got those moments, right? But guess what? I still wish I would have done.
What?
I should have went to school with Lucky.
Yeah, at St. Francis.
Lucky committed there because he thought I was going to go, man. I apologize to that man.
Wow.
You know, I posed and went to St. Francis. Jake Morton remembered me from 5-star where I torched 5-star.
Right.
I got to the I think I won a championship. I won best playmaker at 5-star. And Jake Morton ended up getting a coaching job at St. Francis. And he was like, man, I want to sign you right now. I don't want nobody else to know about you. I'll go get whoever you want me to get from your town. That's when they started recruiting Luck. Real crazy. Luck was like,
man, Luck was a tough check, bro.
See I go? Because Wagner was the same thing with T.R.
Yeah, oh
yeah. Now, I had already committed. to young Curl.
Mm-hmm.
Get him. At this time, I wasn't going to deny nobody from, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I already knew what I was going to do. But go ahead. I should work. I ain't apologize to y'all because you still got school.
I pulled a window. I pulled a window. Luck was over there torture, man. If I'd have went over there with Luck,
And the thing
we would have
about,
still went to the tournament.
Thing about Lucky, I tell Tez,
we
man,
still
he was a tough guy to score against. He was a tough defender, man. He's big, man.
Big God.
Both of y'all games,
Oh,
offensively and defensively,
we would have
that'd have been a tough 10.
We might win every
Yeah,
year.
y'all have owned that joint. Y'all have definitely owned that joint.
That would have been the biggest mistake I made. And it's only because I went on that campus. I mean, it was so isolated.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
It's a weird place, St. Francis.
No.
Never been there. From what I hear. Okay.
Did you go to Manhattan because Melo was in Syracuse?
No, nothing like that. I went to Manhattan because I had waited like long. It kind of got long into the year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you get around signing time and all that,
mm-hmm.
and I was getting ready to go to prep school, and I just didn't know the prep school thing. Like I said, shout out to everybody. No hard feelings to nobody, but every grown up that was around us,
man,
at that time just disappeared.
Bro, listen, let me embark on that. Look, shout out to my man Jamal Gilchrist out of DC, played with me at Towson. He transferred from Texas A&M. All right, and we were talking about this the other day. We're going to be out. This part of our initiative. He said that he's been saying the same exact things. I'm echoing. You're echoing his sentiments. No one was there telling us about life after basketball and how to navigate and how to operate with that in mind, right? So if you weren't being successful in the court, on the court, and you weren't that guy, like you said, you know, you weren't getting that support, you weren't getting that tutelage, you weren't getting that guidance. It just wasn't the thing to do for us. You know, we were all thought to be going into the NBA, being those guys. And so we need to talk more about life, about, you know, after basketball and helping these kids navigate as they start to approach.
And I'm not even, hold on, give me 1 second, Ted, with that, man. And that's like key, like having them set up after basketball. But I'm one of the guys, man, that's telling these guys, go for it. If you think you can make it, then make it. But it takes a lot to make it. Mm-hmm. You got to put everything into it. It's got to come from you. It's got to be.
You got to be a realist.
Man. A lot of kids get a chance to make the league now.
I'm not saying go for it. Yeah, I'm not saying don't go for it.
I think y'all.
The league is wide open now, man.
I think now y'all
Pat Beverly's getting money in the league.
Yeah. I think y'all talking about two different things.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't go for it, Kenny. I'm just saying that the one thing we all have in common, I don't care if you're LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Carmelo Anthony. It's going to be over one day.
Hold on.
And so that's my thing.
Y'all should now switch the whole shit up.
Yeah.
But this was because you were talking about the basis of support, right?
Mm-hmm.
You speaking on. All right, there's some support, and we need to talk about that moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like that, basketball or whatever sport you.
Because the day is coming. It's a guarantee.
However, but we this is what I think you're going with.
I'm also going. I'm gonna tell you exactly.
Use a kid, and at one point in time, there's 100 people that's willing to help you do any and everything.
Uh-huh.
You get to a certain point, you're not the one to be said to go to the NBA or whatever for whatever reason. So people start shying away. However, when people, if you and a kid like AAU coach, family friend, any close friend to the family, if you into a kid like for a period of time and then you just cut it off and cut back, or you just you cut it. That's to a kid. That's some extreme shit. You figuring out like I'm going through things, I'm going through situations, and I don't got nobody to turn to. Your parents don't really at this time. Your parents don't really know what's going on.
You got
don't have a clue.
So we talking about me, real life in Manhattan, man. This is shout out to my dad. I love him to death, man. We got the best relationship in the world now. You know where me and his relationship started on this term? In college.
Me too, Kenny.
And we got closer in college, right? So all the people that were like my father figures, at this time. Shout out to them though, man. That a lot of them are doing very well, man. But at this time, it was a big thing to see, who gets the rap with Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the promising rap.
Right.
When for the last 3-4 years, we had a team that maybe lost 2 games in 4 years. So if we worked on doing the things, I felt like at this time, especially with players like Melo and these guys, the wave was to package kids up.
Right.
All right, I know you want him, but you're gonna take him. Darn, that was a great package deal for anybody. I don't care what.
That's still the wave, Kenny. That's still a part of the recruiting process.
You can't take my one player and leave my other player.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just gotta be a way. I felt like we just got passed up because everybody wanted to ride. It was like, all right, well, y'all figure out where y'all going at now, because I'm going to Syracuse. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And
that was the truth, though.
Team full of talent that didn't look.
It's scary, man. A lot of talent that come out. Yeah.
I mean, we were super loaded, man.
Who was on that team? That was that Baltimore Select team?
Nah, before the Baltimore Select, this is me, Ice, Nardo, Melo, JJ Outlaw. I mean,
talking about the Baltimore Blue.
Metro kid.
Talking about Joe Connolly.
Baltimore Blue, yeah.
Talking about Joe Connolly, the coach, NBA guy and family.
Joe Connolly.
TC.
Shout out to the Connolly.
Yeah.
This is Bub. This
Right.
is, we turned. I mean,
Eddie,
yeah,
coach.
We got Damon Haskins. I mean, we loaded, man.
Eddie Green, Coach Eddie Green. My guy.
That's crazy.
Think about those guards and names I just said, man.
Keon was on that team. Yeah, Keon.
Keon was the year.
Was in that mix.
And it's like,
that was the team.
with all these teams, and all these players, it's like if I go down the list of the schools that guys end up going to, it's
like how that happen. Yeah, how that
a
happen.
lot of talent.
We're talking about Damon Haskins, who I play on the team with, and watched him. I mean, like abuse a guy like Rashad Carew. Who was that?
Kentucky.
You know who I'm talking about.
He was considered number one player in the country at one time.
I watched Davon Haskins, abuse him, bro. And Davon was a big guard. This guy ended up at what?
La Tech.
No, shout out to La Tech, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
He's bigger than that.
Come on, bro. He's bigger than La Tech.
Our kids have been underserved, Kenny. You know what I mean? I need you, man.
Shout out to the point that I'm saying.
I need you. Shout out to Kevin Dotson Foundation.
But nowadays, everybody's into it because everybody feels like they got a star. So everybody's parents is into it now.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Yeah, it's a different.
All the players are good now. We got a video of every kid now.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about the era now. They got this. They got videos. They got.
Yep.
It's a gift and a curse.
Yep.
Because at the same time, that should be fool's gold.
That's my shit. That's my shit. Fool's gold. The kids at Gilman know I say that. It's fool's gold, ain't it, Coach?
There's a lot of mechanics.
Yeah, that's fool's gold.
I look like everybody doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
The big man is that the third. So it don't even matter until you get to that point. It's like that whatever you got up in here. Like I used to look at the McDonald All-American game and those different what's-name games. It's like, oh, all right, 7 or 8 of those players gonna be in the league one day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at it like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because some of them did. Everybody ain't guaranteed to make it like that.
You're right.
They go to college and get exposed. Well, they got to go to college.
Well, to the benefit of what has happened nowadays is right. Mm-hmm. Don't matter where you go now, because everybody's getting watched now.
Right.
If you're talented, you're good, you're gonna get an opportunity.
I think that's always been the case.
No, it hasn't.
I think we had a misconception on that, Kenny. I'll argue that if you're good and if you stay with it. So again, it's twofold, like you say. So if I'm encouraging the kid or telling the kid you can make it, he's got to be dedicated, right? Mm-hmm. He's got to be saying, I'm going to make it, and that light's got to go off, that light bulb. Y'all might see me put that emoji out there, that light bulb, right? Mm-hmm. The light's going off. So when that light goes off for a player, he's like, you know what? I'm doing this thing to the wheels fall. I'm going to practice with a broken jaw for 3 months. right? I love this game. You got to make that decision and that commitment.
Right.
And you got to be around people that support that.
But the difference in it is, right? It's now where the opportunities are.
Way more opportunities today.
You
Way more.
So here we go. I go back to the point that with the tournament, at one point, Big East got what, 9 teams?
Yeah, it was getting ugly with the Big East. It was. I was getting sick.
You can't even get a chance to show who you
R.I.P.
are.
Big K. I used to argue with Kevin. My brother used to love that. My brother used to love that. The Big East. And I'm an ACC guy.
Get a chance? How many times you gonna get?
Kev used to love that, yo.
Show how good he is.
Kev used to love that, yo. He used to love that. All the Big East games. Love that. He's like, yo, look at all these.
Nowadays they get about 6.
Yeah, that's crazy.
5. If they ain't having a good year, we'll only give you 5.
See, I love
I
it though.
like that.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that. Now they're letting some
Long
of
as
these
North
small
Carolina go.
conference teams.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
letting some of these small
The
conference
parity,
teams
man.
get
The
2
parity.
teams in.
The parity.
Now,
The competition.
The Manhattans
I
of
believe
the world.
competition, you know, the competition.
I believe,
And then got
you know what I mean?
man's got bigger.
Like,
and
honestly,
strong on all sides.
So here, like for Manhattan, honestly, I feel like we got jerked one year,
Mhm.
right? And honestly, I don't think that our record necessarily said it, but our body of work over the last 3-4 years says, God damn, we got to get this conference 2 nods
Mhm.
Right.
because
I remember that.
these guys have proven to
I remember
be
that.
a contender year in and year out. For the last 4 or 5 years, they've been contenders.
Right.
What was that?
Why
Your
they
senior
only
year you
getting-
was thinking that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Your senior.
they NIT us.
Right.
They put us in NIT my senior year. And
Y'all,
we
y'all lost
in
the conference championship?
Yes. No, we lost in the. No, we won our conference.
Y'all didn't get
We
the
lost in
automatic?
the conference tournament championship.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Who'd y'all lose to? In the
St. Peter.
championship?
Yeah.
St.
it's
Pete's.
like-
They had a tough guard that year.
Yeah.
He's a
Elite-
tough. He
elite-
was the
elite
leading
scorer.
scorer
Yeah.
in
In the
for
country.
4
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a bad boy.
If he got
Y'all ain't Forbes though.
Now, y'all had it. No. It wasn't
Flores.
Yeah, you
Flores.
got
that was my first
That was your
2
guy.
years. But my senior year,
And
it
Peters
was just,
came on the scene.
we were finally a team just rolling.
Yeah, y'all
My
definitely
senior
should have
year.
got. Y'all definitely should have got the
And
automatic
we
bid.
won like 21, 22
Yeah.
games.
I definitely should have got the automatic bid. Y'all got
Should've
robbed.
got a
Y'all got
bid.
robbed. Y'all got
Tell
robbed.
people about
Damn, Kenny.
the matchup with you and Chris Paul.
Oh, now I can't even really. That's so sour to me, man, because the game and the energy was so great.
Mhm.
But man, my coach did me so dirty that game, man. I played against Florida 2 nights before that
Said Tony Roberson.
against Anthony Roberson.
Anthony Roberson.
I played 37 minutes of the game. You know, in a college game, it's only 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Played 37 minutes 2 nights before against Roberson. We win by 15. We played, and I still had 2 fouls in the first half against Anthony Roberson too. We played Chris Paul, and he chose not to start me.
Right.
I only played 14 minutes in the game. Go look at the numbers. Played 14 minutes entire game.
Gonzo did that to you. That was Gonzo.
I played 14 minutes that entire game. That's the I mean, that was the most sour.
Anthony Roberson still getting contracts out here. He's still trying to get it.
I don't think
We gotta look in. Who is father? Who's his father?
Roberson ain't playing nowhere no more.
Father.
I know
I know he out of Michigan. I remember him on the Michigan Mustangs. Played with Jordan Farmer when he was a freshman. Kelvin Toll, but I remember seeing him in that DC Pro-Am. See some of the BT or GW. The DC Pro-Am. You played down there. D-line played down there.
Good clamps on him.
Yeah, Roberson had a motor, big time motor. That's what I'm saying.
When he get going, he was going.
So you're saying you went out, you played him 37 minutes one night.
37 minutes. We beat them by 15. I mean, this is Anthony Roberson. This is, if you remember, Matt Walsh. This is David Lee.
Yeah.
This is that team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were number 1 at one point in the country.
Yeah, and I say David Lund talking about Matt Walsh was connected to his sister played with
They
Vicky
were
Bricks.
number 1 in the country at
Sister
one
and
point,
them,
bro.
I bet. They used to Matt Walsh's sister
knocked
used
them
to
off.
come down to McDonough and play some.
And we would have not, Chris. Man, that game got so crazy, man. fast forward through the whole game after even me only playing 4 minutes in the first half, 10 in the second half. You fast forward, first half we down 16. Or no, we down 12 at halftime. Second half I played 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
13.5 seconds left. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Chris Paul and them. We're down 2.
I remember that shit, Kenny. I watched that whole game, Kenny.
My coach calls a timeout.
I remember that.
Timeout.
Y'all played in Boston?
I remember that shit.
We were in Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah.
My coach says to me and to all the guards, we're only switching guard to guard screens.
Mm-hmm.
Big men, stay home. Do not switch with the guard.
Was this the last couple minutes of the game?
It's 5 seconds left on the shot clock for Chris Paul.
Right.
13 seconds left in the game.
Normally you switch
We're down
everything.
2,
Yeah, normally you switch
but
everything.
they're doing an out of bounds. So he doesn't want us to switch on this out of bounds.
Did you agree with that decision?
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, that's the right read. That's the right. Okay, I just checking.
Agree.
Usually you switch everything.
Do not switch them. Did not want Chris Paul getting on a big
Big with 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah, that's
He
a lot
wants
of
a
time.
guard. Switch guard to guard screens.
Yeah.
Do not switch big to guard screens. So I trail him all the way out. We don't even. Everybody knows that I'm the defender that should have been, right?
Yeah.
So even my guards understood. Don't switch with Kenny.
Yeah.
Let Kenny trail it out. He knows how to get out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I ain't switch no screen. I trailed him all the way out. I get out there and I'm hands up on him, and I'm looking like, why is he standing straight up? There's no way Chris Paul would stand straight up like this and let me close out his face.
I remember this possession.
I turn around, man, and the big man is right here trying to double team Chris Paul with me, leave his man wide open underneath the basket.
Did the coach tell him that?
Coach said only guard to guard screens.
I remember
So he did his own thing.
He was the last person, the last screen.
Was that Dave Holmes who ran out there?
Ah, my God, I love my brother.
I love Dave. Shout out to Dave and the DC boys. That was Dave that ran out there with the high hands.
I love him.
DC Assault.
DC Assault
Dave Holmes is
dudes.
an animal, man.
Let them
That guy
guys,
was a
man.
beast, man.
Shout to them.
I mean, if anybody deserved to make that play,
It's Dave.
it's Dave Holmes.
I love Dave. I'm dead ass serious.
That guy,
Gangster.
That guy's my guy.
That's tough that he ran out there. And that's what he would do. You want to get out there and
That's
get high
right.
hands.
He
You want to be
ran
on the
out.
spot. You want to be on the spot.
High hand out. Paul dumped it underneath
Mm.
to Levy.
Mm.
I don't remember it's kind of wiry, long. Last name was Levy. Got that bucket.
I know you're going to leave it because I was a big
Leave
Wake
it.
fan. Yeah. Eric was at Wake. You know what I'm saying? So I follow, I seen CP. CP stayed over like the dorm over with E and my guys. I watched that game closely and intensively. Let me tell you, Dave Holmes, he's good friends with my man Jamal, you know what I mean, from out of DC.
Yeah,
I fuck with Dave.
that's my guy.
Flat out. That's a tough play, man. I remember that shit. I watched that. That was tough.
That play, man. I know that haunts him every day, man.
I bet it does.
I know my bro. I know Dave Holmes. That's really my bro.
Right.
That play right there, I know gives him nightmares. Bro, we were coming back. We walked him down.
You know, Dave was one of them undersized bigs, man. He could
Yeah.
do both.
That game
You know,
was
he
on
could get out. He
That
could get
game
out.
was on YouTube.
He could get out, guard the perimeter. He was good at that.
No,
He-
no, we bumped against.
Yeah.
I know we bumped against Dave.
Yeah,
The last 3 years, Dave no chance.
yeah.
I know that. No, he played on the what's name team. He played on 2 of the best AU teams.
Dave was that deal.
Yeah, and he did all the dirty work.
That's what
Did
he
it all like
All
Billy
the
Paul.
dirty work.
He did it all like
Respect,
Billy
shout out
Paul.
to Dave.
I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
sure, man. You gotta give it up because that's just a tough. Yo, shit get real in the trenches, don't it?
Now, hold up. Now, you done at Manhattan. Did you think about playing overseas?
Man, listen, that's a story I don't even get to, man. My idea after basketball, after college, was that my pro career was gonna be way better than my college career.
Uh-huh.
Is what I felt will have happened. And just wanting to go my own. I should have went my own way, man.
All right. Well, listen, we will get back into that next time. Come to see y'all live from Ted's TV.
Out.
I need you.